Guys, welcome to All About Food. Today I will be showing you how to make this beautiful traditional South African Malva pudding. So this is what we will be attempting to make. This is a very nice dish and just keep watching to see what the recipe is. So, today we will be making a very traditional South African Malva pudding. This is one of our traditional desserts and we usually make this on Sundays after Sunday lunch, and it's actually very appetizing and it's very nice. And I'm going to show you what it looks like after I'm done and with what I'm going to dish it up with. So I know a lot of you don't know the traditional South African Malva pudding, but that's what I'm going to show you. So firstly, I just want to show you what my ingredients will be. Okay, so as you can see, I have eggs, flour, I've got some sugar, I've got baking powder, I've got some carbonated soda, I've got some salt, apricot jam, I've got some white vinegar, I've got some milk. Okay, so the first part of my dessert is going to be like a typical pudding, but it's also going to have a bit of a sauce. So after the pudding is baked in the oven at 180 degrees for half an hour, or depending on your oven, maybe 35 to 45 minutes, then I'm going to make the syrup that I'm going to pour over. So the syrup is going to consist of some ideal milk, some butter, vanilla, and of course sugar and hot water. So that I'm going to cook in my pot for a bit until everything is nicely melted, the sugar, and then I'm going to pour it over my Malva pudding, traditional South African Malva pudding, which is going to be in this dish. Okay, so firstly I want to start to put everything together and make my dough for my pudding, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven, and then I'm going to show you how to put the sauce together. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, I want to put in my eggs and my sugar. Just add it in, and then we're just going to mix it well together. If you ever visit South Africa, the traditional South African Malva pudding will definitely be on top of your list of traditional food in South Africa. Okay, so now I've mixed it up. Now I want to add my flour. You can always double all your ingredients to make a bigger dessert, but normally this is very nice after you've had dinner. Okay, so then I'm going to add my baking powder and my bicarbonated soda and a pinch of salt and my apricot jam. I'm also going to add for the sweetness, and then I'm going to add my vinegar. I'm going to add that, and then I'm going to add my milk. As you can see, the vinegar is actually making the dough a little bit more bubbly. That means it's activating your baking powder. Okay, so you just mix all of this together. Okay, so now it's ready. I'm going to pour it into my dish, and then it's going into the oven to get nice and brown and to set. Just get everything in there. And there you go. I'll show you what this beautiful pudding looks like when it gets out of the oven. Okay, so now I just want to get my my plate a bit warm, and then we're going to start with our sauce. Normally, the traditional South African Malva pudding, a lot of people will use cream. You can use cream, but believe me, after you have used ideal milk in the place of cream, you will never ever use anything else. The ideal milk just give extra kind of sweetness, and it just makes everything more sweet and soft. This is actually so much more delicious than when you do it with cream. So I always make my traditional South African Malva pudding with ideal milk. I just prefer it with the ideal milk. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to basically let your sugar and your butter and everything melt and make a type of a sauce. So I don't want to overcook my sauce. I just want everything to combine and melt nicely. And then as soon as the pudding comes out of the oven, it's still going to be very hot. That is the time you want to pour this sauce over your pudding. And as soon as you pour it over your pudding, you just let it sit, let it stand for maybe a while, and then I'm going to dish it up for you. I'm going to show you how to traditionally dish it up, and that's one of our traditional South African dishes, and it's something that we are actually very, very proud of. Malva is actually one of the plants that you get in South Africa. It's a very beautiful flower, and we're also going to show you what the Malva actually looks like. And I think the colors of the Malva, maybe that's where the Malva pudding got its beautiful name from. And it's very sweet, and they say that a Malva flower is actually also very sweet. The birds actually like it, so that's where the name comes from. Okay, so first of all, I've got my plate on. So now, firstly, I just want to add my water, and then I'm going to start to add my ideal milk. It's like a dessert milk. So if you have it as a dessert milk, you can also use that. And then I'm also going to slowly, I just want to get me a spoon. I'm also going to slowly just add my butter. And please continue to watch the video, because we will be giving you the full recipe afterwards. And then I'm going to add my vanilla. And then lastly, I just want to add my sugar. Okay, so now you just keep on stirring, because we don't want our sauce to actually burn. As you keep stirring, you will eventually get the smell of this, and the smell is heavenly. Okay, so now you just wait for everything to melt, and as soon as it starts to cook, you can take it off. Our traditional South African Malva pudding is out of the oven. As you can see, it's beautifully browned and it's looking perfect, and my sauce is also ready. So now I'm going to slowly pour my sauce over, and just be careful because your sauce is hot, and everything is hot as well. So just be very, very careful. I just want to mix it a little bit before I put it over. Just put my spoon aside, and now you just pour it nice and slowly all over. So you can hear the sizzling sound. That's because everything just got out of the oven. So now you're thinking, whoa, that's too much sauce. But this is what you want, because now it's going to go into your pudding. And I just want to say, the dish I'm using, you can get this beautiful dish from Amazon. We're going to leave the link below. And it also comes with a beautiful lid. And this is actually very, very nice. So when your pudding is done and you want to cover it up, you don't have to use foil. You can just put this lid on top. It actually fits on the dish. So this is actually very nice, especially if you want to take this to family members. then you don't have to struggle, and this just works so nicely. I love these dishes because it just works so nicely for me. So remember, if you're interested in any of these, just go to Amazon, because that's where I got mine. So now I just want to leave my pudding. I want everything just to get inside, and then I'm going to dish it up and show you what it looks like. Now I want to dish it up. As you can see, I've got me some custard. You don't have to use custard, but we normally serve it with custard. You can also add some cream if you don't like custard, but I just think custard just goes better with it. Okay, so I'm just gonna take the corner bit, and I'm just gonna put it in here. Oh man, I just wish you guys can just smell this. It's just smelling so nice. I'm just gonna add some custard, and now, as you can see, my pudding is ready. But now it's up to the taste. Just get me some custard in there, and just be careful because it's still a bit hot. So yummy. Enjoy, guys, and please remember to leave your comments and to like and to watch out for our next videos.